Mm-hmm. Hmm. All right, so I don't know if y'all fuck with sports like that, but I fuck with sports like that. I also like the debate. So, for the longest, I've been rocking with Stephen A. from First Take, and I rock with Skip. I mean, I rock with them boys like way back. I rock with Skip ever since way back Cold Pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like when me and my dog, Desert Nigga Bree, used to debate way back. You know what I'm saying? I remember when he tied up with Stephen A. Them boys turned that shit to First Take. That shit took off on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? 10 o'clock every morning. Had that shit DVR. So I always caught the debates, seeing who I agreed with, who I didn't. I always seen Skip as the more like smart one, you know what I'm saying? Like just the way he uses words, articulate, you know what I'm saying? It's like it wasn't so much as style, presentation, it's just the level of detail, thought that he put into his work. Stephen A was more showmanship, more pizzazz, razzle dazzle, you know what I'm saying? But it worked. The two fed off each other, you know what I mean? So as time went on, I think what it was 2016, Skip went to Fox. So to break them up, I was like, shit, how they gonna make that work? So long story short, goddamn Stephen A tied up with Max Kellerman and Skip tied up with your boy Shannon Shaw, which I thought was smart, you know what I'm saying? Because Shannon had personality and he played. See, that's something Stephen A didn't do. See, like when you play, you get a certain like respect. And see, he pop culture. You know what I'm saying? It's like he can speak that lingo. But this is where this video comes into play because with all that being said, right? Debates, intellectual wise, all been good. I watch both shows, you know, keep up with both of them, see like who I agree with, who I side with, this and that. And I still gave Skip the intellectual edge, even over the Stephen A and the Shannons, you know what I'm saying? Just based on the way he went about business, right? But as time went on, keep in mind we talking years now. This over decades, right? A lot of things happen, a lot of sports happen, a lot of stories happen. I've been noticing like he hadn't been as sharp as what I'm accustomed to him being, and I guess subconsciously, without me even realizing, I was somewhat making excuses for him because I'm thinking like, okay, well he getting older, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like he not doing as much research. Maybe he got motherfuckers like writing shit for him or whatever, and maybe they just not as on point. But long story short, his stock at that time was probably the highest. But I know Stephen A. and what they doing on ESPN, their ratings have gotten more popular just because, like I said, Stephen A. was more showmanship. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just make a better presentation for your eyes, more spectacle. And I just feel like Shannon can, but Skip kind of boring. But based on the success that Stephen A. is having, right, I've been noticing Skip just been seeming a little resentful towards that. And it seemed like he been taking it out on Shannon. And like I say, Shannon is well respected. I feel like he does a great job. But I think it was December 12th, like when they had that little discussion about Tom Brady. Skip went out of pocket and all fucking Shannon said was it was Tom Brady. It was something to the effect of he didn't have a good game or he wasn't playing good or something critical of Tom Brady. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? It's a debate show. I know a lot of that shit be playing. I mean, they have to like have like outrageous arguments to draw in like ratings. I get that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the theatrics. But that was a fairly uh common theme. I mean, everybody's not Tom Brady fans. Some people feel that way. It's just like how they used to do with him and LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It's like he always critical of LeBron. I mean, it's that's Just like Stephen A. is always against the Cowboys. Long story short, I want to get off the topic here, but when Shannon said that, Skip went on some shit by Shannon jealous because Tom played longer and Shannon couldn't play as up until 45, and he jealous of Tom Brady and all that. And that's when I really like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because first of all, I could see if Shannon was just like one of these other like sports players turned broadcaster. No disrespect, but like, you know what I'm saying, like the Jalen Roses or Dominique Foxworth, or like people who played but wasn't big in the sport they played in. I was born in 1987, so by the 90s, I was of age to where I remember watching like sports, you know what I'm saying? So Brett Favre, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, fucking John Elway, Shannon Sharp, Rod Smith, like I remember that. Like that wasn't something that I seen the highlights years later and had revisionist history. I remember that. Shannon was that dude. Like, bro, before Tony Gonzalez, before fucking Travis Kelsey, and like, bro, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong now, you know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure that if you want to go through the stats, look all that, it's a different game now. They throw the ball way, way more. You can make all these arguments that he wasn't this and that. But I seen Shannon. Shannon was that dude. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first thing that made me look at Skip like, whoa, hold on, bro. Even if you just trying to like boost up your debate, he ain't said nothing about your journalism. If Shannon would have came at you and said, motherfucking Stephen A. a better debater than Skip, Skip would have lost his shit. So that was like, what, December 12th. So then with this recent incident that happened on Monday night, you know what I'm saying, my heart goes out to the guy, you know what I'm saying, because I didn't see it live. I was in the studio doing something. It came across my phone, but he like went into cardiac arrest after making a tackle, right? So they said they had to give him CPR to restart his heart. Like that one hit me like I never remember that happening like since I've been watching football. Meaning if they had to give him CPR on the field to restart his heart, upon them giving him CPR, meaning like before they gave him CPR, his heart is not beating. By legal clinical terms, by the legal definition, he technically dead. Like, can you imagine that? You playing, you working with the guys like you at work. Y'all at work doing a task. Y'all, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever. And the guy working right next to you falls dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? With all of that going on, unprecedented. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no script or blueprint for that. In the same time, being around as long as Skip has been around, he sends this text about why would they cancel the game, or the game is way too high of magnitude, too important. It's like, what? Like I say, I was subconsciously making excuses for him because I didn't rock with him for so long. I didn't listen to him for so long. Now, keep in mind, y'all already had this major strike against me because of what he had said to Shannon. And I ain't like that because I felt like he way too intelligent, way too articulate, did way too much research and studying to be so narrow-minded and so ignorant to stoop to that. I mean, what I respect about a good debater is debate with your points. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to deflect. Don't try to get off topic. Don't try to, like, get personal and start talking about other things because your points aren't as valid as you saw them. If you're right, you're right. If someone points out to a fact that may have been different from yours, that means you're wrong. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. But like I said, once he put that, I was giving him benefit of the doubt. I'm assuming he didn't know. I'm like, well, obviously he can't know that, he was having a heart attack. Maybe he thought he was just hurt. But clearly, as all the information that came out, not only did he know, he just didn't give a fuck. And all of the players, all the celebrities, everybody like on the internet like bashing him. And he steady dumbing down on that, right? So I said all that to say, and it kind of hurt me to say this shit, right? 'Cause like I said, I've been rocking with these motherfuckers for like at least the last, about 15, 16 years. And I regarded him as like one of the more educated ones. I don't call people smart. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really feel like a lot of people are smart. I feel like a lot of people have good memories. Having a good memory is not being smart. If you go to college, get a good degree, get a bunch of degrees, I mean, you got good memory. You was able to study some material, remember that material, pass some tests, and get some good grades. So that means your memory and your ability to comprehend is very good. Doesn't by definition make you intelligent though, because a lot of people who have that don't have common sense, real world sense, spatial recognition. They don't have like little things like that. Anyway, long story short, the fact that he's so out of touch, and that was the last level of, I couldn't defend that. So watching the show today, just watching their body language, it's over for him. I mean, it's hard for me to say, but I got to tell it, to tell the truth. It's like that, with the disrespect of Shannon, your lack of showmanship, uh, the level of detail has dwindled, and then to not only be insensitive, but to be unapologetic about to being insensitive. I don't see a space for you in the modern entertainment world. Like everything now is more online, everything is more jazzy, more modern, and I just don't see him fitting into that. You know what I mean? And it's sad because it's like I saw dude as a very intelligent dude, and I feel like the worst thing you can do, like a good mind is a terrible thing to waste, but it's like at the end of the day, if you don't use it, or if you don't expand it, you know what I'm saying? If you don't, you know what I'm saying, work on your craft, and if you always think that there's only one way, which is your way, then at some point you're gonna come to the end of the road. So all I said is Shannon Sharp can do pretty much now. I think he's got a big enough following. He got enough people that rock with him. He could do his club Shay Shay. He could do something online. He don't really even need Fox, but I would say right now, FS1 need to cut ties with Skip. I think Skip now is a lost cause. All you're gonna do now is just bring down the network. Stephen A, I think they took off because he had a bigger platform. His showmanship, even though he wasn't as, I don't think he was as intellectual found. He just he knew how to entertain motherfuckers. He loud, he raspy, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's what people gravitate to. See, Shannon not only can entertain, but he also knowledgeable and he play. He get a certain level of respect. So man, y'all let me know what y'all think about fucking Skip, man. I think this is the end of Skip, man. Skip, I fuck with you too, bro. So that shit hurt me to say that shit, but man, you fucked up this time. Ain't no coming back for this one. S.S.B.G Network.